You want to do this?
This could be our only ticket out of here. Be in and out in 30 minutes.
Welcome to the Romulus space station.
Aileen Romulus is a 2024 sci-fi horror film. From my understanding, it basically picks up after the end of Alien from 1979. This is going to be spoiler-free, so I'm not going to give away a lot of information because I really enjoyed this film, and I think if you like the original Alien and Aliens, you'll really enjoy this film too. And it's really great to see at the theater if you are able to because of the special effects and the outer space scenes and the spaceship scenes. It's just amazing to see on the big screen. It starts out with Rain and Andy, played by Cailee, Spaeny, and David Jonsson. Rain is an orphan, and she is trying to get off of a certain planet onto another that actually has a son. She's working, and they changed the credit requirement in order to leave. And so she's going to be stuck at that station on that planet for about another 6 years. She explains her parents are passed away, and it's just her and her brother, Andy. Come to find out, Andy is not actually her actual brother, but an android, or as he prefers to be called, a synthetic human. At first I thought maybe he had a speech impediment or some sort of disability, but he's just a malfunctioning android. In order for her to escape this life she's on, which by the way I thought, oh my god, you have to collect credit in order to be able to stop working at this one spot, and you know, you have to work so many hours of credits or so many hours. I thought that's absolutely terrible. Then I realized that's actually work. You have to work most of your life. She only has to work 6 more years and then she can leave. Probably to another spot on another planet, but anyway. Rain and Andy meet up with another group of kids and they have a plan to steal some highly regulated equipment from this big corporation. What could go wrong? And I admit, when I saw the commercials for this, I was like, what is this? It's just a bunch of youngins. They're going to try to fight this alien. What is going on? Again, I won't give anything away, but they are young and ambitious, as we all once were. Even me, at one point in time, I was also young and ambitious and hopeful.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So it makes sense that this group is probably made up of younger people who think they can actually achieve certain things. Now, I tried to avoid all the information about this film as I could. I did see a couple things which gave away some parts of the movie, which I wish I had not seen. Some of it is actually in the trailer, some on social media and some of these groups and pages that I follow, and they had some photos that I really wish I hadn't seen until I saw it in the movie. So avoid all the information that you can and watch this film in theaters if you possibly can. Is it as good as the 1979 Alien? Probably not. Nothing's ever going to top that for me. But there are so many similarities between the first one and the sequel Aliens. And as a matter of fact, there's many callbacks to both films. One of them being a CGI version of this character from Alien, who has actually passed on in real life. I'm trying not to give anything away. I'll just tell you, it's Ian Holm. He passed away. You probably know him best as Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. Not The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. You children, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Ian Holm played Ash, who was an android. And I'm going to say something really quick. I might be the minority in this, but I always hated the fact that there were freaking robots in an alien movie. Maybe that's being really nitpicky. You're going to be like, they're all sci-fi. What are you bitching about? I just never really cared for the whole thing. Oh my god, it's an android. I just wanted aliens. So what they did, they had another version of this robot, but it was still had the resemblance of Ian Holm, who played Ash in the original Alien. Now, I will tell you, from a distance, from far off, I was like, is that supposed to be Ian Holm? Did they use his likeness? And they did CGI. From a distance, it really looked good. Close up, CGI is good, but it's not as good as it could be. Like, it's not going to pass as a human. So I kind of wish when they showed him, it was more at a distance, because it just looked kind of goofy when they did that big close-up and you can see him talk. It just didn't look real. But again, he is a robot, so I don't know, maybe that works. So I will say it was kind of cool seeing a version of Ash in this film. The special effects were really good. I believe they used a lot of practical effects. At least that's what it looked like. And one of the reasons that I am glad I saw it on the big screen is because, well, for one, it's horror thriller. And so seeing that on the big screen is always so much more fun. But they had a lot of scenes of the spaceship, of outer space, and seeing that on the big screen was so much fun. There were some jump scares. There were some really unsettling parts. Honestly, the worst parts for me were the face huggers when they, like invade the person's mouth. Like, that is so nasty. Honestly, Of all the things that I've seen in the movie, that's really the only thing that made me kind of wince and turn my head was the facehugger's insertion of its thing into people's mouths. That was so nasty. But what I really also appreciate about this, though, was the fact that, listen, we know what a xenomorph looks like. We know what the alien looks like. So I thought, I don't know if this is going to be scary because we've seen it 100 times, even though it is the most perfect killing machine besides a cat. So how can we make that scary without showing too much? Because in some movies, when they show the creature too often, while it's scary at first, it kind of desensitizes you to it. You see it, it might still be unsettling, but it's not as scary as it was the first few times you saw it. But the way they did this, I believe, was really good, really smart. They did show it, don't get me wrong, they did show xenomorphs. But they did it in a way where it still had some mystery to it. They gave a few explanations, at least in my mind, to some things that the alien does. I do say that when I saw the trailer where they show these face huggers bouncing all over the place, running around like hopping spiders, I thought that looks kind of goofy. But again, it is done in a way where it's not foolish looking. It is still unsettling and creepy. There are some really good scenes that makes you hold your breath watching it, because you feel like, obviously if a few people on screen are trying to be quiet and move quietly, unlike my cat in the background here, you kind of hold your breath and stay still too. I thought the acting was really good. The characters are really good. The girl, the one who played Rain, she looks so familiar to me, and I don't think I've seen her in anything. I think, honestly, she just reminded me of Jennifer Lawrence. She has a lot of similarities to her, and I realized it after I realized who else she looks like. I believe somebody online mentioned this, that she looks like Ellie from the video game The Last of Us, and I've never played the video game. I know what happens in the second one. I won't talk about it, but... But she does. She looks like Ellie from The Last of Us. So, I mean, honestly, all I can picture is Ellie or Jennifer Lawrence. And I'm trying not to, because the girl's a good actress and I really like her. But honestly, that's all I can think of is that's Jennifer Lawrence. My brain can't differentiate that right now. And poor Andy. You just feel so bad for him. He gets picked on, which there's a little bit of prejudice of some people against the synthetic humans. One of the guys in the group really does not like Andy, and the reasoning behind that is because his mother was killed when an android decided to sacrifice a few people to save more. I can't remember if it was a gas leak or an explosion, but I'm sure it had something to do with a mine, because that's what most of these people are doing on these planets. They're mining. Sacrifice 3 to save 12, I believe it was. And androids are not programmed to harm people. They're programmed to not harm people. However, when it came to making a decision on who to save, the android decided to save the bigger group of people. So the boy's mother was killed by an android, so therefore he hates all androids. But Andy, he has his face, and he looks so sad sometimes. And in the beginning, he seems so innocent and sweet and confused at times. And even though he's a robot, I'm like, I would adopt you, Andy. You poor thing. He's like a little child, And so that's why Rain has this protectiveness for him. Besides the fact that her parents are gone, someone put Andy down by telling her, that's just a defected android your father got out of the garbage and fixed him up. That's her only relative left. That's her family, is Andy. So I thought it was a lot of fun. You will have to give it some time, just like in the original Alien. If you think about it, Alien didn't pick up for a little bit of time. And once it picked up, it picked up. And that's what this movie does. It takes a little bit of time to pick up. Just go with the flow. Have faith in it. There will be aliens. Trust me, there will be many aliens. There are some scenes, like I say, that are nice callbacks to Alien and Aliens. So that's pretty much all I can say without giving anything away. If you have seen Alien Romulus, please let me know what you thought of it in the comments. If you plan on seeing it, if you have seen the original Alien films, let me know. And I do suggest you see this in theaters if you can. If not, at least watch it at home when it's available to stream or rent or whatever. Because I thought it was really good. And I hope I don't disappoint you, but I was very happy I got to see it. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.
Are you sure you want to do this?